Hey guys, Shawn Ziem, the Connection Machine, aka the Insurance Doctor. Today, we are having the Webtalk Legends Podcast, number 86 on our tradition. It's something that we've been doing since last year, and it's all about having guests that will share their story. You take some time, digest it, reflect on what we're talking about, and actually implement and take action on some of the things that we're going to talk about. Some of the things we're going to share: mindset. We'll talk about health, business, real estate, etc. And I would love for you to engage with us. So, some housekeeping things. Those that are popping in live, don't forget the minimum you can do is just drop a comment, hashtag live. If you are one that likes to engage, please, where are you watching from? Drop a comment, and throughout, if you have questions or your favorite emojis, thumbs up, pound, fire, maybe the muscle, whatever floats your boat, drop the comments with emojis. It will help the algorithm. And last but not least, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit that notification bell. And if you found value, which I know you're going to, share this video on all different social media platforms. Let me bring on a new friend of mine, Jennifer. What's going on? How are you?
Hey, Shawn, how are you?
Thanks so much for being with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
As always, I'm always asking the guest, who are you and what do you do?
Well, I'm Jennifer Szewcyk, and I work for Century 21 Cedar Crest in Caldwell. I've been a real estate agent since 2006, so going on almost 18 years now. I was born in Verona and raised in North Caldwell, and I live in Caldwell. So I've branded myself as the local expert in real estate.
A lot of people don't do their own personal brand. A lot of people in real estate and business, it's all about the company they work for. But I like how you have the local expert. Talk to us about that. How did you come up with this to help your brand and help your business?
Well, of course, I'm backed by a brand, Century 21, the iconic brand, of course, internationally. But I think it's pretty important to brand yourself as an individual as well. So me being, from the West Essex area, grew up in the West Essex area, and living in the West Essex area, I consider myself to be a local expert. So that's how I came up with that.
Excellent.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah, no. Now, I love finding out, what did you do before real estate? What were some jobs that you've worked in that either you loved and then a couple that you hated?
I actually went straight into sales after high school. I did go to college, but I went into sales. I went into copier sales actually, and it's pretty much considered one of the toughest sales out there. I don't really know how the industry works now, but back then, almost 20 years ago, it was a tough sale, and in that sale, you had to sell yourself, and you had to sell your the services. So from there, I actually went into commercial security, and then from there is when I went into real estate. So I've always been in sales.
That's awesome. And it's all about putting yourself out there, but also helping others. That's I found is a very important thing. Every business that we're talk about, and for any guests that come on, it's all about selling themselves, putting themselves out there, sharing, making sure people can trust you, like you, so they can do business with you. So you went from copiers to security to real estate. Is there anything that you liked best about security?
Commercial security. I actually was trained for the first product of doing like alarm.com, where you're anywhere and you can turn your alarm on and off. So that was actually one of the first companies I was working for that did that had that product. So I really liked that. And then that's when I got into real estate. And then I decided to leave that and try real estate full time, and that was the best thing I could ever do. So
It's excellent.
I've been rocking and rolling ever since.
Going back to your branding, what are some things that you're doing that help with? What do you do for networking, do events, things like that?
I do a lot of social media. I try to post at least 2 to 3 times a week, some kind of real estate post, but also a personal post as well, just so people can get to know me as a person and I could show my authentic voice. Networking events, I'd say, meeting with title companies, mortgage reps, attorneys. That's the type of networking events that I've done. Um, pretty basic, nothing crazy. I've done some branding ads, in the supermarkets, having the welcoming station. Um, but pretty much, I would say the bulk of my business right now, from being in the industry almost 18 years, is coming from a sphere of influence and repeat business.
Now, a lot of people that are watching, what is a sphere of influence? A lot of people, I love that word. And I love that terminology. What are some people that you put into this circle that you call the sphere of influence?
When I say sphere of influence, I'm referring to past clients, friends, not so much family, because you don't always really want to do business with family. But I would say past clients, networking, and just people people, friends of friends.
Now, with social media, you said a couple tips that those that are watching, posting, 2 times a day, you said, or 2 to 3 times a week?
No, 2 to 3 times a week.
Sometimes, where did you learn about as far as sharing real estate and also being authentic and being real and things about yourself? That's unique. That I want to make sure people understand what you were talking about there.
I mean, being in sales, you hire somebody that you like and you trust. You don't just hire a machine that just sells. You have to like the person, obviously. You have to trust the person, obviously. So I think it's very important that that you have some kind of a connection with your client. So if I go on a listing presentation, I'm not just sitting there going through a slideshow of oh, I could do this, I could do that. I want to be able to read, my potential seller, and I want to be able to build a relationship and rapport with them right then and there. I'm a real person. This is what I do. I don't have any kids. This is my full-time job. This is my passion. I put everything I could into each and every transaction. And it shows, through my testimonials and word of mouth as well.
When you love a job or a career, you have that passion, and it exudes out of people when they are in the game that they want to be in.
Absolutely.
If you hate your job, people are going to feel that energy, that negativity, that they don't want to be around you if you're in that kind of situation. But when you are passionate about your business, it really is powerful because it allows people to feel that energy and be like, you know what? I'm magnetic to that person. And it makes it easier when you have, in your case, a listing presentation. It'll go smoother. It'll go usually successful because if you are confident because you've been in the business for a while.
Yes, absolutely. You have to be yourself. You can't just go in and be a robot, That's what I say.
And you don't have kids, but you take care of yourself and your health. We were
Absolutely.
talking beforehand. What are some things that you are doing that can maybe help those that are watching? I love the health situation. I think it's very important. I think health is wealth. I think a lot of people should be working out and being active. What are some things that you're doing on a daily for your health?
So I wake up in the morning and I have my coffee, and first thing I do is I go on the MLS and I look at the inventory, see what's listed. I look at the competition. I go on social media. I look at what my competition is doing on social media. Take care of my cat and my dog, and then I go to work. I go to the office. I go to the office every single day. That's huge for me. That's important for me to have that work atmosphere. And then later in the day after work, when I have time, I go to the gym. I'll go on the elliptical and I'll listen to a podcast. I'll listen to, whatever I'm interested, during that time, whether it be, real estate, what's going on with the mortgage rates, what's going on with the lawsuits with NAR right now, and maybe personal stuff, Matthew Perry passing away. I mean, I'll sit there and get through cardio and I'll listen to a podcast and it'll get me through a half hour easy. And that's my downtime. That's my time to just, rest.
Yeah, some people want to get up early. Some people are then I'm at night as well. I like getting allows me to decompress. It's a stress reliever for me as well. Is it more of the elliptical? Do you do strength training as well?
Yes, I do. A few years ago, I had a unexpected back surgery, so it's really important for me to maintain my core and do some strength training. I can't push myself, but yes, I have to do strength training to improve my core and not have a reoccurring issue with my back. So that's definitely important to me as well. So
Have you found, and I agree with you, strength training is very important. If the older we get, the more we have to be doing it because our muscle is, leaving us if we're not using it. You use it or you lose it, they always say, right? So
yep.
it's important to make sure that, that's important, involved. But I also want to find out, does the working out, the decompression, can you talk about how it helps your mindset and your mental health?
I'm sorry, we're having a little bit of a
Yep.
interference.
Your mindset and your mental health with working out. How does that go hand in hand?
Absolutely, 100%, 100%. I think that, like I said before, like that's like my downtime. That's when I want to regress, and that's you need that in your life. You have to, it's blood supply, it's oxygen. That's what keeps your brain going. So and keeping you focused every day. You have to have some kind of a routine. I believe you have to have some kind of a routine, to stay focused in this industry because you're your own business. There's nobody. It's just you. So to keep yourself disciplined is key.
It's a good word, disciplined.
Yep.
Is there any apps that allow you to stay more disciplined than you were when you were younger? Is there anything that
Apps.
keeps you apps, maybe some technology that you might implement that you use on a daily to help yourself stay on track, hold yourself accountable, things like that?
Nope. Nope. I'm not a huge app person, to be honest.
I know a lot of so you must be a black. I don't have my calendar. I have a black calendar, a black book. I write things down. Are you one that writes things down, or you put it into a Google
I'm
calendar?
more so if I keep it in my phone in my notes, more so like that, but not so much of a black book person either. No.
That's very, hey, everyone's, whatever works for the person is what works for the person. A lot of
Right.
people talk about the CRMs that they use, and they're like, well, whatever one you use on a consistent basis will help you no matter what you're doing.
Right.
And it's a key thing. Now, the NAR, what's in the news with real estate, what's your opinions on it?
My opinion on that. I'm really hoping that nothing comes of it. I mean, I know that they're, the class action attorneys are winning right now. But if they had it completely their way, buyer representation would probably become obsolete because now a buyer is going to have to, they want to hire an agent, right? An agent who's familiar with, the legalities, the everything. You're more everything, all the processes. And now they're going to have to pay a commission up front. I mean, if a buyer hears that now today, a prospective buyer, they're going to be like, "Are you crazy? I'm not going to pay a commission up front." So I really hope that it doesn't come to that because if it does, then I don't know what's going to happen. But we're going to have to, as realtors, as buyers agents, we're going to have to sell ourselves 100 times more, on why we are so valuable in the home buying process.
It's important to be consistent, to educate, use of video. You've been on a couple podcasts in your past, right?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Have you been on a couple podcasts in your
Never.
past? So this is the first time
This is my first one, yes.
so this is fantastic. And you're doing fantastic, by the way. Keep
Thank
up the
you.
good work. It's something, what are some fears that you've had doing video, doing a podcast? Is there something, or you just never had the opportunity?
I just never done a podcast. I've done videos. I've done video, like an agent biography video, but that's not live. So I could stop and we can edit it. So no fears in that. It's just doing something live like this I've never done before.
No, it's something that a lot of people have a fear, They, what happens if I say the wrong thing? We're just never
Yeah,
going to worry about that. That's if you put negativity in your mind, it's going to come out bad and it's not going to work out the right way. But if you go into it that you're enthusiastic, you're going to be positive. It's just sharing items that are in your daily and in your life, and that will help and benefit others. And it's something that more people should start doing, because I found doing podcasts, doing video, and adding value, not just coming on and talk about insurance, talk about real estate, talk about how to help others. Like
absolutely. That's why I agreed to do this.
it's a powerful thing. Now, when we let's circle back to networking. A lot of people go to networking functions, and you have the ones that just eat and drink and they sit in the corner, and you have ones that are working the room. What are some tips that you can give to others that are going to networking events to make them more successful for them?
Don't be pushy. Don't be that salesperson in the room, bragging and saying, oh, I did this, I did that. Don't do that. Be real, be yourself. Hey, you know why we're all here. We're here trying to network and get some new business, and let's just have a normal conversation with one another.
Now, Jennifer, you do a lot of real estate. What are some things that you do besides the gym that you like to have a hobby, or do you travel, music?
I love to go to islands. I don't go away as much as I would like to because of real estate. I'm an individual agent. I'm not a part of a team, so it's kind of hard to get away on a regular basis. Hobby wise, I do enjoy painting and drawing. There's not a lot of time for that, but when I do have time, I will break out that oil paint and paint something, maybe draw. Nobody really knows that about me, but I do enjoy that.
Let's keep going down that path. Is there something that you liked with the painting and the drawing? When did that hobby, that passion start in you? Was it young, when you were younger?
Yes, very young. I
Was
was a
it
kid.
something that you were able to, again, probably utilize for stress relief, to put yourself in a different area, different mindset, right?
Well, no, because I was young, so I just did it as a hobby. I liked painting. I liked drawing. Um, but then after high school, I wanted to go to like a graphic arts school or an art school, and I just kind of realized like it's there's not a lot of money in it. So I grew up in a sales family. My dad had his own real estate company from the 70s to the early 90s. So that's why I just strictly went into sales. And it's funny because I really wish I went into just strictly real estate. I mean, yes, I gained lots of experience being a copier sales rep and a commercial security rep, but I really wish I went into real estate a lot sooner than I did. And my dad, always being, a workaholic and having his own company, working nights and weekends, he always told me not to do it. But in 2006, I said, you know what? I want to do it. And I didn't listen to him. So, and I'm so glad.
A lot of people listen to ones that are around you and they put you down. They say, don't do it. And they get that negativity. You never do. So I'm glad you took the leap.
Yeah,
And
I
you,
mean, well, he was very, very full of stress, and he got sick at an early age, and I think that's why he didn't want me to get into it. But thankfully, it worked out well for me. And my dad is also back into real estate as well. He does some commercial real estate on the side.
it's something that once it's in the blood, it doesn't go away. And you
Right,
could do it as
exactly.
old as, however, you never have to really retire. You can do it as long as you want and be done when you want in the future.
Absolutely, absolutely. We just had an agent in our office today. She's I'm not going to say her name, but she's 92 years old.
92.
92 years old, and she is still out there. And she was actually knocking on doors during the pandemic.
So
So,
are you one that used to do that or still do, knocking the doors,
um,
or what?
I never really knocked on doors. That kind of wasn't me. I would go, and if it was a for sale by owner, then yes, I would start a mailing, and I would mail them something, and then here and there I would visit a for sale by owner and knock on their door. But as far as just strictly cold calling, no, it wasn't really for me.
It's not for everybody. It's something you're good at it, and you try it and you continue it, or you just say, you know what, it's not for me, and that's fine. It's just something that everyone can try and move on from there. Now, with your marketing, and you're using social media, what are some techniques that you're using besides social media that you might be doing? Are you involved with email marketing? Do you design websites? Do you use video marketing? Is there anything that you could talk to us on that?
I don't do any email marketing so much. I do have certain drip campaigns that I use. I'll also do postcard mailings actually in small areas. So I'll pick a townhouse complex, and I'll just continue hitting them, every 2 months with postcards with information on it. That's something that I like to do. But as far as just going out there and doing mass emails, no, I haven't really jumped into that yet.
No, it's something that a lot of people forget about. But the postcards, whatever is consistency, a lot of times you got to do things, at least I'm telling people 6 months. You're going to have things, in someone's hand 7 to 9 times before they're actually going to take action on whatever you're selling. Some people are involved with setting up, funnels, using a website. And it's not difficult to set up a website, and you create your own little funnel and have emails or have different pages that people go to as they go through the funnel. So it kind of weeds out your leads that you're, generating on your own. So it's something that takes some time to set up, but once it's set up, it's on autopilot and helps people on that front.
And consistency is key. You have to stay consistent with it. You can't just, and going back to even just mailings, you can't just say, okay, I'm gonna hit an area of 2,000, mailers. I'm gonna just, and then you're gonna I never got a call, nothing. Nobody called me from them. You have to stay consistent, and that's why I say I tell the newer agents, do pick smaller complexes or neighborhoods and just keep on doing them. Do 100 every 2 months. You're just going to stay, consistently in front of these people. They're going to eventually recognize your face, your name, and put it together somewhere down the road.
I want to end on, and I love sharing this too. Do you ever manifest? Are you all about manifesting things? Is that something you talk to?
What do you mean?
Some people will say, I'm going to write a book in the next 6 months. Some people say, oh, my goal is to sell 80 houses next year. And they put things out into the universe on a consistent basis, and they might manifest it, and it might be part of their affirmations in the morning. They might have things, but I've found that some people will come on and I'm going to manifest. Yeah, I'm going to do this in the next, 6 months to a year, what have you. Just curious if that's something you do.
I just know that I always want to stay in real estate. And I also want to do things for myself in real estate, investing, buying something, fixing it up, selling it. I love doing decor. I love being a GC. I GC'd my whole house. I have a passion for that too. So that's really the only thing that it's one of my huge goals, but definitely real estate and selling like I am, being my own individual agent. That's something that's first and foremost for me, always.
You got to have that in your corner, and you're passionate about it. You hear it in your voice. You hear how you talk about it. It's in your blood, literally, right? So you were born into it, and it's something that you are successful at and going to continue down that path. But I want to also, your last name is, what is your nationality?
Half Italian, quarter French, and quarter Polish.
Gotcha.
So yeah, but nobody knows how to pronounce my last name. It's Szewcyk.
Szewcyk.
Yeah. And then Zik.
I think what happens is that how it's spelled, it kind of throws people off. That's probably why they're like, I don't know how to say it the right way. So no, definitely lots of fire, lots of value in this conversation. Those that are popping in right now, you might want to wait until this uploads. hit play from the beginning and pick up lots of value. Jennifer has all her information in the description. Reach out to her, have a conversation, connect with her. If you are in the business to buy a property, invest, definitely give her a shout, give her a shot. If you're looking to learn, another thing to reach out. But a lot of people, I share this to connect with guests, and they're like, but should I? I'm like, yes, every single person that we are doing a collaboration with, you should know. And take some time, take action, reach out, and grow a relationship that we have spoke of early on. Continue down that path. So, Jennifer, thanks so much for being with us today.
You're very welcome, Shawn. Thank you for having me.
Stick around for one moment. Everyone else, we hope you have an awesome rest of your day.